can indeed. Right, let's say hello to our first guest tonight. It's the stars of the BBC sitcom The Outlaws, Eleanor Tomlinson, and her partner in crime, Stephen Merchant. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Both looking fantastic. Thanks for joining us.
Of course.
Eleanor, I mean, you two just had a little look at that race across the world there. How do you think you would doing a show like that, the both of you travelling across the world together? Yeah, that's the team, the both of you.
It's fair to say I think we'd be useless.
Terrible. Terrible. Well, my main concern would be legroom.
Yeah.
I'd be constantly anxious about legroom on planes, trains, automobiles. That would be a constant... Beds would be a constant anxiety.
Yeah, your budget would run out pretty quick.
Goodness.
Oh, yeah. No budget for extra legroom.
Big strides, yeah. You won't be able to keep up.
Yeah.
Now then, you two, we have had lots of love for The Outlaws already. Marty says, I love the first two series and I can't wait for the new one. So just to bring people up to speed, this is about 7 people who meet through community service. Last time we saw them, they'd found some money, spent it, then had to repay it.
That's right.
Where do we find the gang this time? What's going on, Stephen?
Well, they are moving on with their lives. They think they've got themselves out from under the thumb of this kind of crime boss that they were paying the money back to. And then one of them shows up with a dead body in the back of a car. And if you're doing Series 3 of anything and it's got a thriller aspect, show up with a dead body. It's an old writing rule.
That's always going to work.
So anyway, you can imagine they're then dragged back into the crime story.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Let's have a look what they get up to, shall we?
Never show weakness. These offenders would eat you alive. I need your help.
How do you dispose of a corpse?
Hold up.
We did a bad thing.
Again?
When the Dean gets out, he's gonna come and find us.
These guys are hiding something. I'll find out about it. Might as well go out with a bang. You need a sixth sense for what's happening all around you.
That's good. Now, I really like you two as a duo in this, because you play kind of an awkward lawyer.
Yeah, it's a real stretch.
A real stretch. And Eleanor, you're like a confident Instagrammer, like an influencer, then we should say.
That's very nicely put, but that's lovely.
But, you know, it must have been hard to keep a serious face, because the comedy between you is brilliant.
Thank you. It is. Well, it was very hard. There were many moments where... There was one particular scene, Gabby goes on a fertility journey, and there's an unlikely friend who comes to the rescue, and just not quite sure who that could be.
Yeah.
But yeah, any scene that involves the word thwack is pretty hard to get through.
Yes, you have to watch to find out the context.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was the word thwack that just...
I haven't heard the word thwack
No,
for a
well,
long
exactly.
time.
Yeah.
You don't hear it often.
No.
And when you do,
Bring
when
it
you're
back
trying
a
to keep a
classic.
straight face, it's tough.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard it, to be honest with you, but yeah. Now, Stephen, your mum and dad actually are in the series, but didn't quite end up getting the role that they were hoping for.
Well, I did give them a couple of lines in this series, and I'd like to take this opportunity now, Mum and Dad, if you're watching. I've had to cut the dialogue. I'm sorry.
Savage.
You're still in the screen. You're still on screen. Your faces are seen, but people won't hear your voices.
Wow.
I thought it's best to say it now and not raise it to say the Christmas dinner table.
Oh, no. That is brutal.
I see. No one has any favouritism when I'm the boss.
Clearly.
Whatever's best for the show.
Yeah,
and if I have to thwack them out of it, then I will.
Well, one thing that did make the cut was a mention of a favourite television show. Let's take a
this
listen.
morning.
If you ain't got that kind of money, come on, let's go. I want to get home for the one show. Bublé's on tonight, and it's not even Christmas.
Hey!
We do like a visit from Michael Bublé.
Yes,
nice, you do.
Richard E. Grant, who is fantastic, plays your dad in this, Eleanor. Was he like a father figure on set? Because he always comes across as such a nice man.
He's just such a gentleman. It's always so much fun working with him, having him on set. His stories are wild, but he's just great. He's really great. And they go on a real journey this season. And yeah, it's wonderful to see how that relationship translates.
You, Stephen, told us previously about having to convince Christopher Walken to come onto the series. You just saw a clip of him there.
Oh, yeah.
The great Christopher Walken.
Yes.
Going on to, I think it was series 2, was it, that he was in with
He's
yourselves?
been in it from the beginning.
He's been in from the beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but he apparently convinced you to take him on a tour around London, was it?
Well, it was more exciting than London. Christopher had always wanted to go to Stonehenge.
Stonehenge?
And, you know, he's
Perfect.
pushing 80 and he'd never been, and I was able to make that dream come true. There
Look
we
at
are.
this.
Look at him, he's like a competition winner.
That is an unbelievable photo.
Look at that, right?
It is a brilliant photo.
Yeah, so we sort of went there and it was kind of after hours, so the sun was setting over over Stonehenge.
So
And we had a tour guide, and Christopher said, "May I touch the stones?" And she was so British, she went, "No." It's nice to know, isn't it? That it doesn't matter if you've won an Oscar and you're an icon, movie icon, you don't get to touch the stones.
No favouritism. Yeah. Absolutely love it.
Fantastic.
Oh, thank you very much. The Outlaws returns to BBC One and iPlayer tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
Now it's time to venture into a galaxy far, far away to talk about the new Star Wars series. You're very excited, aren't you?
Indeed.
The Acolyte.
In just a moment, we'll be joined by two of its stars, but first, this is why it's one of the most anticipated shows of the year.
Jedi are being hunted.
She was my student. I trained her. Let me be the one to bring her in.
I sense this is only a small part of a larger plan. Some sort of shift to tip the scales.
What are you?
And Amandla, Stenberg and Dafne Keen join us now. Hello, ladies. Well, Amandla, it's already congratulations because you've had rave reviews. Brilliant.
Thanks.
Lots of people, though, this is interesting, have described this new series as a mixture between Kill Bill and Frozen.
Oh.
Which is quite the combo. Would you agree? And how on earth do you mix those two?
I would agree. That was Leslie Headland's, our showrunner's, original pitch to Lucasfilm. And I think what she means by that is it is a very harrowing family drama, because that's what Star Wars is about. It's always about daddy issues. But it's also, there's a lot of martial arts. There's a lot of like fast-paced action sequences, and it's a murder mystery.
And revenge.
And revenge.
And revenge. Always about revenge. Yeah. Dafne, you play Jeki, a new Jedi character. Now, I hear you had to go to like a Jedi school.
Yeah.
Like, what's on the syllabus at a Jedi school? Give us some information.
A lot of saber work. We had Force training, which is really weird, which is just like you go in this room with this woman, called Alex, and she just teaches you how to like do this basically, but make it look cool. Oh. And she's like, and you're pulling the Force from the ground, and you're like, yeah, Alex, okay. It's really weird. And then you do like 4 hours a day of just you with sticks hitting things, which is really fun. It was actually really interesting and fascinating, and I really loved the whole physical process of it.
Nice.
Yeah. This is a lot of grown men's dreams,
I mean,
isn't it, to go to Jedi school? You'd be there in a heartbeat.
100%.
Can't get
your
into
lightsaber
actual school,
anytime.
but Jedi school,
Get him in the room with Alex.
That's out of order. That's out of order. Scandalous.
Amandla, not much is known about your character, May, but we do know she's a fighter.
Yes.
Isn't she? Now, she was fighting with a legend, the Matrix legend, Carrie-Anne Moss. Tell us about those scenes. How was that?
I mean, it was an incredible experience to fight against Carrie-Anne Moss, Trinity of the Matrix. It's terrifying. I didn't really imagine myself ever in that position, but you know, we got really close when we were trying to kill each other. When we were in the tent, she would, you know, be doing Reiki on different parts of my body. Oh. Like, she's a really spiritually attuned, beautiful person. We would sing songs together. And then we would go and, like, you know, throw knives at each other. It really bonded us.
Yeah. Bonded. Yeah. Nice. Now, Dafne, Star Wars fans are very excited about a particular addition to the cast. He's very hairy. He's nearly 7 foot tall. No, it's not Stephen Merchant. Tell us who it is, though.
It could have been.
I know.
Get you in for season 2.
Thank you.
Season 2. I'll put a good word in for you. We have the first live-action Jedi Wookiee, which is pretty cool.
That is cool.
Oh. Yeah, which was surreal as well. He was in Jedi training with me, and this 7 foot tall man called Jonas walked in, and he had an extra long saber, which is pretty cool. I had an extra short one because I am not 7 foot. I am 5'2". Which was not cool. I got given a normal saber and it kept hitting the ground. It was really embarrassing. Yeah. I did not look cool. But Jonas looked sick and he had the suit on, and then I got to, he did some cool stuff in it.
It's big news.
Yeah, I didn't know that they would adjust the length of a sabre to suit
I
said
didn't
actor.
either until I very embarrassingly kept hitting it on the ground.
Nice. Now, you two know each other, of course, because you were in Logan, in the Marvel Logan together.
That's right.
We have got a brilliant picture of you, Stephen.
Yes.
Oh,
Hot.
I know. Thank you.
That is intense.
Look at that. Yes, they just were looking for a guy who needed very little makeup. Was he willing to shave his head? Yes. Then that was it. Job done.
But for Marvel,
I just showed up. It saved them a fortune on CGI.
But you had one of the coolest lines in the whole film.
Go on.
Beware the light.
Beware of the light.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can't remember. I've done lots of.
I remember because I was that line as a I remember that line because as an 11-year-old I was like, that's so sick.
Well, that's the thing. So when we worked together, Dafne was only 11.
Yeah.
She was an absolute monster. She was the worst. No, she was one of those terrible, terrible
Such
people.
deep-
No,
no,
she was incredible. I mean, for someone who's so young, and she was basically carrying the film with Hugh Jackman, and you did an extraordinary job. So professional, so on it, so talented, charismatic. It was remarkable to watch. Yeah. So I just hope you're as good in this new Star Wars thing.
I definitely not. I think 11 for sure, yeah.
Now,
Bigged her up, yeah.
we heard
Love
that,
it.
Eleanor, you have got quite a brilliant anecdote, Star Wars related. Would you like to share with the group?
Please.
I can't think of anything I'd like more.
Okay, brilliant.
I haven't seen Star Wars. I have seen Logan, and you were so great in it, and you were fine.
He was great. Stop it.
He was great. All right, gang up on me. So I did a game recently, a motion capture game, and I didn't see the call sheet before I was called in, so I didn't know who was going to be there. And I'm sitting in the green room with this very, very charming actor, and we start talking, and he says, you know, have you done this before? And I was like, no, have you? He's like, yeah, I've done quite a lot of motion capture, you know, I've done quite a lot of CGI. I was like, oh, what have you done? He was like, darling, I'm Mark Hamill. And I was like,
no way. There is no way.
Wow.
Ouch. You didn't recognise Mark Hamill?
No, but you know.
That's awkward.
Eleanor, that's
is
bad. I love you even more for sharing that.
Thank you.
That was very brave, by the way.
I just like the one-liner, darling, on Mark Hamill.
Right? The Acolyte streams on Disney Plus from next Wednesday.
Well, that's all we've got time for tonight, so thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Bye-bye.